Hey everyone, Wadge Gaming here, back again with another video. It's Saturday, it's now Master Mode prep day. So yeah, you only have like a day and a bit left to try and complete Unova Master Mode. From Monday, what we're going to do is we're going to be getting Kanto Master Mode. So that's what I'm going to do, go through what the weaknesses will be from Monday on the reset, what free to play units I'm going to be using, and what full strength team I'm going to be using. So for full strength, I'm going to be aiming for 7,500 points. For free to play, I'm now going to aim for 4,200 points. I think there were some subscribers or some comments in the comment section saying go for 4,200 and not 3,900. So I will be increasing the points tally by 300. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, do like the content, do share it around, and now let's get into the video. Okay, so let's look at my team compositions that I'm going to be using. So Lorela will be weak to electric from Monday. So what I'm going to go for is Sherelle and Blissey as my support to raise special attack. As well, I've got all out patience if I want to heal myself. I've put Defense Crush 1 as a lucky skill. I've not really invested in Blissey. And again, all these other theme skills will not matter, but it's just here to raise special attack for Pikachu and Raichu. So Pikachu, sorry, is going to be here to use guys. I am also going to use it as a potion healer. It's got Gritty 1. Ideally, it's not the best, but better to have Critical Strike 2 on this. Theme skill, it has level 4 on electric, so it will get a buff in attack stats for itself and Raichu. On the grid, I've gone for all the Thundershock power-ups, Potion Master Healer 1, Potion MP Refresh, and then also Thundershock Hostile Environment. So, idea is to use Thundershock to try and paralyze the opponent and then heal when I can. And Raichu will be the one that will be doing the most damage. I mean, I'm going to try and raise my speed to +6 and my evasiveness. And then I'm going to spam Discharge for that AoE hit. Lucky skill here I got is Critical Strike 1. I don't think that this will matter in here because there's no one here to buff up the critical hit rate, but it is there in case we do get one. Level 4 on electric on the theme skill, so we'll get a buff in electric stats, attack stats. I've got Discharge power-ups, I've got Gigavolt, Havoc, Inertia, and Discharge Move Gauge Refresh. So I'm going to try and sync nuke as much as I can with Raichu and spam Discharge. My full strength team is this, which some of you have seen before in my previous battles when there is an electric weak type. I am going to be using Hilbert and Samurott to try and use Indus together to raise attack and critical hit rate. I've also can raise my speed, however it may not even get to that point and I might just sync nuke the battle and I might just win straight away. Lucky skill I've got is Defense Crush 1. Theme skill here, Unova, is the one that's gonna matter. On the grid, I've got Endurance, Vigilance, Critical Squad 2, Move Gauge Refresh 3, and I've also got Indus together, Shielded Squad, so it can raise my defenses as well. So you can see here it's just going to be used to buff stats as quickly as I can. Then I've got Luxray and Volkner, which will be used for electric terrain and to try and paralyze the opponent and flinch the opponent. Lucky skill I've got a super duper effective 1, and I've got the level 4 on electric. And on the grid I've got First Aid 4, Electric Potion 3, Shock Recovery 1, Electric Terrain MP Refresh 2. And I've also got Make Some Sparks, MP Refresh, and Thunder Thang Move Gauge Refresh. So just here to paralyze and use electric terrain. Zekrom and N-Hao are the one that's going to be doing the most damage. I'm going to use it for Bolt Strike and Sinking. Lucky skill got is Critical Strike 2. Theme skills level 4 electric and level 4 Unova. On the grid I've gone for all the sync nodes as I could. It does have more than 4, but I wanted to have Bolt Strike Accuracy 5, Static Shock 3, and also the Bolt Strike Move Gauge refreshes, because we all know Zekrom is a bit slow. If you've got any alternative, you can use Zebra Striker as well. If you've got that, you can use Raichu as well as a swap out. But then do remember, if you use Raichu, you're going to have to change Hilbert and Samurott. You need someone to raise the special attack. So you do have other options in there. Okay, moving on to the next Elite Four member, we've got Agatha. Agatha, I think, will be weak to Ghost type. Yeah, so Ghost type. So I have got Giovanni and Mewtwo, which will be used here for Shadow Ball. So my attacking move will be for Mewtwo for using Shadow Ball. Lucky skill here, I've got a Critical Strike 1. Theme skills here, maybe Kanto is what you can try and aim for. I'm going to use Gengar here to sleep and also to sink as a ghost type striker. I've got Fast Track 2 on this again. It's not the best to have on Gengar. But then the Kanto theme skill here is the one that's going to matter. And again, both of these do not have grids. I'm pairing it up with Rosa and Superior. This is just going to be used to raise special attack or and use time to energize, so I can buff the move gauges as quickly as I can. Lucky skill here, I've got Enlightenment 9, but if you've got Vigilance, that's better. And the theme skills here will not matter. In the grid, I've got time to energize, MP refresh 2, X special attack or MP refresh 2, and energy ball on a roll 1. So this will be my team to try and aim for 4,200 points. So roughly 8 to 900 points in this battle. Moving on to my full strength team, as you can see, I have EX, Morty and Drifblim. I had the option of doing it to this or to Rayhan, and I thought, okay, I need a ghost type striker that is EX, and I decided to go with Morty and Drifblim. Looking at this team now, I think I may swap Blastoise out with Starmie, just to get that evasiveness, and you'll see why. So I've got Blastoise in the team for 2 to the top and X defense all to try and raise critical hit and defenses. Lucky skill is Vigilance, and then you can see here all the theme skills here that I've got. I've got Team Fist Bump 2, Team Triage Tank 2, Quick Cure 5, Impervious, so my stats cannot get lowered. And I'm just going to try and raise my critical hit rate and X defenses, and then just spam Water Pulse. I've got Phoebe and Dusknoir to raise the critical hit and also use Unbreaking Bonds to raise the attack stats. Lucky skill goes Flame Proof, but again, Vigilance is the one to go for. I do have the level 4 on Ghost, so I will get HP buff stats. I've got Team Toughen Up 4, you can see I've got Dire Hit or MP Refresh 2. And I also got Shadow Punch, Critical Fortification, Move Gauge Refresh 6. So Critical Fortification, it's got a good chance of raising my defenses when I get a critical hit. And also Unbreaking Bonds, MP Refresh 2, so it will have a chance to refresh. But the main star here is going to be Morty and Drifblim. I mean, I think you can 1v3 Agatha with Drifblim, so this should be really easy to do. I've just got Percival to try and raise my evasiveness and attack stats, and then just try and use Phantom Force and try and sink. I've got Escape Artist on this. I do know, by the time this video comes, I will have Battle Villa, so this will change to Critical Strike 2. I'm going to be using Lucky Skills to change it to Critical Strike 2. Then I've got level 4 on Ghost, so I will get a buff in stats for attack stats because it is paired up with Dusknoir. On the grid, I've got Phantom Force power-ups. You can see I've got the Sync power-ups. Blind Spot, so the more my evasion is risen, it's going to try and Sync Nuke. Demoralize 1 as well, so it lowers the attack of all the sync pairs after it uses the moves. And I've got MP Refresh 3 on Phantom Force and Pierce the Veil MP Refresh as well. So that is the full strength team. Moving on to Bruno. Bruno will be weak to Psychic, so this is my team that I'm going for free to play. I've got Xerneas here for Xerneas. It's just going to try and use Horn Leech to try and tank, and I'm going to sync with this first so I can raise or max out the special attack, special defenses, and speed of the whole team. Lucky skill here I've got is Vigilance. Theme skill here, the one that will matter here is probably the Researcher, because it will be paired up with Professor Oak. I've got Recuperation 1, Impervious, Horn Leech, Master Healer 1, we've got both of them, and I got the World is Vast MP Refresh. The other pair I've got Starmie. Starmie is going to be here to use Catch Us If You Can, and also Special Defense all in the beginning, just to try and reduce that move gauge as quickly as I can. I've got Healing Hand 2 if needed. I've got Vigilance as the theme Lucky skill, and the theme skill here that will matter here is the Kanto level 4. And then you can see I've got all the Bubble Beam power-ups, Agile Entry 1, X Special Defense all, and I've also got Catch Us If You Can, MP Refresh, and Bubble Beam Move Gauge Refresh as well. But the main star here will be Mew and Mew. It's going to be here used to Sinking and used to Psychic. Lucky skill I've got is Unflappable, and then I've also got Kanto and the Researcher level 1. I can make this to level 4 and level 4 to get an increase in stats. I've gone with his Sync Nuke build, so I've got Inertia, so the more my speed is risen, the more it's going to power up my sync moves, and it will get +6 after syncing with Xerneas. Blind Spot as well, more my evasiveness was risen, it's going to power up my sync move, and I've got Starmie for that. I've also got Agile Entry 2, so it's going to raise my evasiveness by +2 in the beginning anyway. And I've got Shifty Striker, so it's going to raise my evasiveness the more my Pokemon uses a move. So that's my free-to-play team. It can be used for a full strength team as well. For full strength team, I've gone with this. So Mew and Oak, it's got the same grid. The only additions that I've put in is Sabrina and Mashana. Sabrina's going to be here to raise the critical hit and also to try and use Reflect so I don't get hit with those physical moves as much. And I've got 6 Sense to heal when I need. Lucky skill I've got is Vigilance. Theme skill I've got is level 4 on Psychic, and it will also link with the Kanto as well. On the grid, I've gone for On the Ropes 3, 6 Sense MP Refresh 3, Reflect MP Refresh 4, Die Hit or Critical Squad 1, Reflect Pep Rally 2, and then I've also got the Reflect Move Gauge Refreshes 3. And then Bianca here is the one that's going to be the star of the show for Psychic Terrain. So I'm going to try and use Psychic Terrain in the beginning, buff its own stats as much as I can, and just spam Stored Power. Stored Power is like a sync move after you've maxed out your stats. Lucky skill I've got is Vigilance, and also have the level 4 on Psychic. And then you can see on the sync grid I've got Weird Recovery 1, Weird Shield, Psychic Terrain MP Refresh 3. I've also got Stored Power and Stored Power Move Gauge Refresh, and I've got lots of MP Refresh 2, and I've got Hit and Heal as well on Psychic Terrain, so it makes the sync pairs all gradual heal themselves after I use this. Or I'm going to use it first, so in the beginning they will all get gradual healing. That is my full strength team against Bruno. Moving on to Lance. Lance this week will be weak to Steel type, so this is my free to play team. I'm going to use Maylene and Medicham, just here to raise the attack stats and also to use gloves off so I get that critical hit rate. Lucky skill I've got is Defense Crush 1, and then I've also got these theme skills, but I think the one that will matter here is the Gym Leader one, and it hasn't got a grid. I'm going to pair it up with Skylar and Swanna. Skylar and Swanna is going to be here to tank, raise speed and defenses. Lucky skill I've got is Vigilance. Theme skill that will matter will be the Gym Leader, and then you can see all the sync grid that I've chosen. So Master Healer 1, Gust Move Gauge Refresh 9, Potion MP Refresh 2, Potion MP Refresh 2, Take Flight MP Refresh 3. For my main strike, I'm going with Solgaleo. I'm going to use Sunsteel Strike, which is a physical move, and I will get buff in attack stats in the beginning. I do know it's got Bright as the Sun, which I can use, which can raise my attack stats and my accuracy, but I'm going to use a Maylene and Medicham to raise the attack stats in the beginning, just to try and reduce the sync move countdown as quickly as I can so I can sync with Solgaleo. Lucky skill I've got is Enlightenment 9. Again, the best one here to have is Critical Strike 2, and the theme skills will not matter, and it hasn't got a sync grid yet. So this is my free to play. Moving on to my full strength team, I have gone with this team. If I'm right, yeah, I've gone with this team. So I've double checked myself because I was thinking of using Rayhan for this and Duraludon. However, you'll see where I've used it. So this is the team that I'm going for full strength against Lance. So I've got Jasmine and Steelix to raise defenses and to use Clang. Lucky skill I've got is Defense Crush 2. Then I've got the level 4 on Steel as well. It does have the Sand Tank grid on it. So I've got Clang MP Refresh, Clan Berserker Bunch 1, X Defense All, Gyro Ball Move Gauge Refresh. So I'm going to just try and use this to tank and also to just pair up with Metagross, so Metagross gets a buff in its own attack stats. I've got Togepi here for Happy Colors to raise defenses and accuracy. I've got Die Hit All to raise the critical hit, and then I'm just going to spam Metronome to try and get that for sure. Lucky skill is Vigilance. Theme skill here won't matter. but on the grid I've gone for Team Healer, Team Healing, Super Hit 9, Unbending, Stalwart, Potion, Master Healer 1, and then the Potion MP Refresh 2. So that is the team I'm going for full strength against Lance. Moving on to now free to play and against Blue. Blue will be weak to Rock type. So this is my free to play team that I'm going to be using. I'm going to use Torchic to just raise attack stats and critical hit. Lucky Skill got his defense crush 2, and yeah, these will not matter for theme skills, and he hasn't got a grid. I'm also going to pair it up with Clay and Semi-Toad to just reduce speed of the opponent, so that Onyx can do what Onyx can do best as a striker, or I'll be using him as a striker. So you'll see. Lucky Skull's Dragon Guard, again, it's not the best to have, it's just something that I just put on just for the sake of it. And yeah, Onyx is the main star here. I'm going to be using it as a striker. So I'm going to use Rock Hard Determination to raise my attack stats, and I've got Rock Tomb to lower speed. And also Lucky Skull got his Mad Strength 2, so it does raise its own attack stats, but it won't matter. So ideally it could be better to have Critical Strike 2 on this build. However, I do not have any cookies at the moment to do this. And then on the grid I've gone for all the Rock Tomb power-ups. I've gone for Tough Cookie, so the more that my defense has risen, the more it's going to power up my moves. Hunter Instinct, the more the speed is lowered, the more it's going to power up moves. And Haymaker, more my attack has risen, it's going to try and sync nuke. And yeah, so that is my free to play. I have used this before, and Brock and Onyx has done a lot of damage. Moving on to my final team, and this is the team that I'm going for against Blue for free to play. I'm going to use Xerneas. You can go back into the video, I did use it in one of my free to play teams. So same grid and everything for Xerneas. So it is kind of like a free to play team in a way, just Rayhan and Duraludon just in there. And then I've got Acerola and Palossand. This will be used for Sandstorm and also to try and flinch with Astonish. Lucky Scale got his Troublemaker 1, and then on the grid you can see I've got Soothing Sand 1, Sand Shelter, all the Sandstorm MP Refresh, Sandstorm Flagbearer 9, Sandstorm Focus Group 4, and also Astonish Aggravation 1. So this is going to be used for Sand and flinching. But yeah, the main show is Duraludon. I am going to switch this up with my Sand grid, so it was preset to my Steel grid. So yeah, so I'm going to try and use Rock Slide for that AoE flinching. I am going to try and sync with this because it does have Sand Blaster 5 in the grid. Lucky Skull got his Defense Crush 2. Again, I ran out of Lucky Cookies, so don't grill me in the comments. As soon as Battle Villa comes out, or by the time this video does come out, it will be out. This will be changed to Critical Strike 2. And then yeah, so let's go into the grid. So I've got the Rock Slide power-ups, Sunsteel Beam power-ups, Rock Slide Accuracy, Sands of Time 3, Surgeon Sand 3, Sand Blaster 5, Sand Shelter, Rock Slide Move Gauge Refresh as well. So I've just gone for a complete Sand build for this and try and just test it out against Blue. So yeah, so those are my teams. Do let me know in the comments what teams you will be using for Monday against the Kanto Champion Stadium. Don't forget, if you've already got the medal, you get Master Mode straight away. If you haven't, then you're going to have to get the medals, which will take you 2 weeks to do. So yeah, so those are my teams that I'm going to be using. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Do like and share the content around. And yeah, I'll see you all for the next one.